Hey, it's David. Welcome to Social Saturday. This week, I'm so excited to get to see somebody that I flew with out of Honolulu in the 80s. Went to his wedding here in Dallas back in, what year did you get married?
1985.
1985, and that was the last time I had seen Stan Oliver. So Stan, tell me a little bit about when did you start flying for Pan Am?
I was hired January 29th, 1972. I was in the second year of male flight attendants being hired that were, after they had filed a discrimination suit with the U.S. government. I was in class 4.
Go ahead.
No, I was the first guy hired out of Dallas, being a good old Dallas boy with blonde hair and blue eyes.
And you were in the same class with Nancy Gillespie, our president of World Wings,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. I did.
Good. So in Honolulu, Stan, I know that we flew together several times, and I know that you did a lot of promos,
Yes,
right?
I did.
And so you also did what else? Recruiting, training?
Recruiting and training. Then I hired the recruiters. Then I rewrote the recruiting training book. Then I went into training, did that, became a supervisor, and rewrote the training manual.
And so what was your most favorite trip that you would fly with Pan Am?
The flight I had with, and it was not as a working flight attendant, I was commuting from the West Coast. I was based in Honolulu, and I had Edith Head, the Academy Award winning designer, and she had just finished filming The Great Waldo Pepper motion picture with Robert Redford. She had the most amazing stories, and she always talked about little Bobby Redford. To this day, she still called him that. And at that point, the San Francisco base had something about the 50-year anniversary of Pan Am or something. We had a huge parade going down in one of the big suburbs there, and somebody had donated the leather bomber jacket, the World War I bomber jacket that was used in the film that Robert Redford had used. And I happened to mention that to her. She said, "Oh yeah, Bobby Redford, he was my boyfriend. Too bad he was so young."
Oh gosh. And I know that you grew up in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
And your mother was also in the movie, sort of, wasn't she? What did your mother do?
My mother was one of the original Little Rascals.
That most everybody has probably seen that's watching this.
Probably. My mother was, okay, I'll try to make this quick, David. Thank you as a courtesy. Back in those days, it was just when Shirley Temple was being hired and became a humongo movie star. Talent scouts from all over the country were scouting little tiny towns, big towns, anywhere to find the next Shirley Temple. My mother at the time, who grew up born and raised in Ada, Oklahoma, population 10,000, had a Saturday morning local radio show where she danced and sang and did everything else, was discovered by a talent scout, ultimately was sent to LA in the heyday of Hollywood. Now this is before the big Jackie Coogan labor scandal of child labor laws. She was hired to be the next Shirley Temple, and she did three or four episodes for the Little Rascals. And at one point then, when the Jackie Coogan the child labor law scandal hit, my grandmother, also who went out to LA to supervise her, literally pulled her out of the movies and said, "We're going back to Ada, Oklahoma, where you belong. This is it, no more." And to that day, that was it. So much for her career.
So you did promos for Pan Am, and so you took over her in the long term. And I wanted to tell you, Stan,
Yeah.
I know that we are both Lambda Chi, so we're fraternity brothers as well.
Right.
We flew together in the 80s, had some great trips. I remember to Bombay and Singapore and all those
Right.
places. And I can't tell you what a pleasure it's been to run into you again and get to see you in person after all these years. And I thank you so much for being on my Social Saturday.
You are too kind and one of the best guys I ever hired.
Well, hey, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on Social Saturday.